Welcome to this edition of Spotlight. We are at Lakeview Middle School with Principal Kirsten Clemons. And Kirsten, with our 4 middle schools transitioning to 6th through 8th grade this year, came a new program to help kind of transition those students in. Tell us what that program is.
Yeah, that student program is called WEB, and WEB stands for Where Everybody Belongs. And the program is really designed for students from moving into 6th grade as a first time, so that elementary student moving into middle school for the very first time. And then our 8th grade then has WEB leaders. And so the WEB leaders are then paired up with our 6th grade students, and they really provide that mentorship. So there's a course in summer school that our WEB leaders go through, and then we do a 6th grade orientation day in which our WEB leaders really run that orientation day and start that transition process. And then there are activities sprinkled throughout the course of the year to match that 6th grade student up with their WEB leaders again. So it really provides a nice mentorship for our 6th grade students so that they have that ease of coming into middle school.
Yeah, well, let's see how WEB works and how it's helping all Lynx students succeed as we spotlight Lakeview Middle School.
My first year teaching, I was in a different school district, and they had the WEB program, and I fell in love with it. I was like, what is this, and how do I get involved? And just seeing the energy with the students mixing with the younger crowd and just how comfortable they all became, I knew that I wanted to be a part of that. And so when I came to Park Hill and they decided to do the transition to put the 6th graders in with the 7th and 8th graders. And then I remember we even got an email that said, hey, what are some transition programs that you've heard about? And I instantly replied, WEB, and I want everything to be, I want to be a part of that.
And then when I went to middle school, it was definitely a big change. And I can't imagine going to school with 8th graders and 7th graders in the busy hallways. And so I thought the best way to make a difference was to sign up for WEB.
The energy that you get from the kids and just the sense of community, and then you would have kids helping other kids. So instead of everything being like the teachers are saying, hey, we should be together and we should be spirited, like you have kids like, hey, you need to come like watch this basketball game, or hey, you know, be nice in the hallway.
When I heard about WEB, I thought that like there was going to be kind of teachers just be like, okay, this is what you're going to do, and they were just going to like kind of tell us what we were going to do and how we were going to, you know, do orientation. But it was like really different, so they kind of helped us. Like we did a bunch of activities. They told us about Lakeview, so it was really different than what I thought it would be, and it was really cool.
During the summer, we had to come for a 2-day, I think it was 7-hour intensive training where we learned like what to do during the orientation when we met the 6th graders, and it was really fun. We got to hang out with all of our friends and we ate lunch in the cafeteria, but most importantly we got to like learn about the 6th graders, and we did a bunch of team building activities. And then orientation came about a few weeks after, where we met our 6th grade groups.
They were really helpful when I was coming into school. I really didn't know anything, but in summer school I learned some things, but I didn't know like where the 6th graders had to go, and they helped me with that.
We've recently had a 6th grade mixer where we put on like a dance for the 6th graders, and that was actually Stuco and WEB that did that. And we served like drinks, and we had basketball and dancing, and it was really fun, and we got to like interact with all the 6th graders.
For the mixer, like you could just feel like the excitement in the rooms all that day because they were just so excited to like go, you know, dance with their friends, but then get to actually like hang out with the 8th graders, with the WEB leaders, and like interact with them because they're kids that they look up to, but they're also kids that they recognize. So it's not just like an anonymous 8th grader, like it's someone that they have been able to make a connection with.
I liked the mixer. It was really fun. I liked how they like organized it. It was a really fun time.
Overall, part of the whole program, I probably like all the friends I've met 8th grade and 6th grade. I've met like a lot of good relationships, but I also like helping the 6th graders and like seeing them grow as people. It's really interesting.
With WEB leaders, they have an older person looking over them and helping them, having conversations, and from that you can develop even more communication. We can text each other on Snapchat, email each other like we already do. So it's actually really fun.
It's so cute. So like when they get emails from their web leaders, you know, some will be like, I got an email, and it's just little things like checking in, like how's your, you know, first quarter doing, you know, how are your tests, and they just get excited because they have someone who they look up to, you know, an 8th grader, contacting them.
The web has the power to completely change the culture of a school building. When we are raising up leaders, we already have Stuco, so that's raising up leaders in the building, but web is more of a mix of students. So to be in web, you don't need to have a certain GPA. You don't need to have perfect behavior. Like, that's not what we're looking for. Web is just anybody who wants to be involved. And we take people with all grades, all behavior, all backgrounds, just anybody can be in web. And so I love the fact that we can represent everybody in the school. So as a 6th grader coming in, you can find a web leader that's like you.